Hi everyone, and welcome to the latest in our series of construction on-site vlogs. Today I'm on location in Smithfield, and it feels a bit like deja vu, with so many buildings I've worked on in my career all around me, such as Kaleidoscope over here. I've got Bart Square behind me. A bit further down the road is JJ Mack, and in the distance there I can see 200 Aldersgate Street, where I started my career as a nervous trainee almost 20 years ago now at Clifford Chance. But today we're looking forward rather than back. And so I'm really delighted to be joined by one of the construction industry's most recognisable and respected figures, Dr Barbara Marino. Hi, Barbara.
Hi, Marianne.
Thanks for joining me today. Now, I think it's safe to say, Barbara, that when you think about demolition and construction, they're not the first things that spring to mind in terms of everything green. But the industry is moving towards a more greener approach. So I wanted to ask you, as someone who's very much at the sharp end of that in terms of demolition delivery, what are your top 3 tips for making construction and demolition greener?
Marianne, you're absolutely right. The construction industry in general and demolition have been in recent years under the spotlight as major contributors when it comes to carbon emission and embodied carbon, therefore needing a more intense intervention when it comes to circular economy.
Yeah.
To answer to your question, tip number 1, early engagement, and start with a mature design and planning process, underpinned by sustainability objectives and led by the client and the overall team working towards these objectives. In the UK and in London in particular, sustainability cannot be an afterthought, and it needs to be built into the client's requirement straight from appraisal stage. If we think about planning, ESG and circular economy have now become hard stops whereby they can determine the viability of a scheme, and therefore they are non-negotiable. Tip number 2.
Yeah.
User science and technology. They are key. At Keltbray, we are learning how to minimize and reduce carbon emission on a daily basis. Deconstruction instead of demolition. Mm-hmm. Use of a greener fleet, greener machinery, greener equipment, the use of a greener supply chain, and even AI can be a very powerful tool, and all of these are resources that we all need to embrace to achieve a greener economy. Tip number 3.
Yeah.
Lessons learned. Share your lessons learned. The road to 2030 is not a linear one, and for us, in order to improve our objectives, we need to learn from our experience, and we need to share our findings, good or bad, because that is going to help inform our clients and our project teams so that we can achieve our sustainability objectives better.
So what I'm getting from that is a lot of this is customer driven, as developers are sort of striving to meet the sustainability demands of pre-let tenants. And I'm also getting themes around teamwork coming out of that and learning from experience, which is vital in any kind of sector. So can I dig a bit deeper now and ask you about how you deal with the tension between economic pressures and sustainability? Are they mutually exclusive?
They shouldn't be in conflict. Project cost and sustainability should be working together. And this is why it's very important that we all collaboratively work with our architects, engineers, project managers and cost consultants so that we can achieve the project and client objectives in an efficient, realistic and safe manner.
Now I have to ask more about artificial intelligence. You mentioned it in your answer. With ChatGPT on everyone's lips, can you tell me more about how artificial intelligence can help to make demolition greener?
Well, I've actually asked ChatGPT how demolition can be made greener, and the response was salvage and reuse of material, recycle of materials, using greener demolition techniques, using renewable energy sources, and using certified greener contractors. So, well, OpenAI, I think I could have worked that out myself. But on a more serious note, AI is a very powerful tool that should be embraced in order to optimize and speed the process, like data gathering, number crunching, report writing. I don't believe it can replace the innovative and creative thinking by designers and contractors. So I think we are going to remain employable for a little longer.
I agree with you, and I hope you're right. And I think this leads on to something we both love about the construction and demolition industry, which is it's full of big, memorable characters. So I always like to ask industry leaders about those inspirational figures that have maybe helped them on the way. So who would you say is your construction and demolition industry hero?
I think in our industry we are all a little bit heroes, so it will be quite difficult for me to single anybody out. However, I think if we need to talk about heroes, we cannot forget all the men and women working on our sites on a daily basis, because they are the ones turning our projects into reality, and without them our profession simply wouldn't exist.
So if that's whetted your appetite and you want to know more about construction, please take a look at our construction vlogs and blogs. You can go to cliffordchance.com/construction, or why not follow the Clifford Chance Global Real Estate LinkedIn page. And thanks again for watching.